Okay. All right. Shahar, thank you so much for joining me on the Camel Key Podcast Show. I've been a huge fan of yours ever since I got to know who you are. Little did I know at first that you were a client of ours at one of your companies, but then I found out that you were also talking about Boom. So, like, I didn't realize that you were wearing multiple different hats in multiple different facets in our industry. And I just found out recently you even have a brokerage. Again, like, you are someone in this industry that is doing many different things, and I wanted to have you on to kind of just share who you are, what you do, and how you're helping our industry, and so that anyone that is listening to here that maybe can get some good information from you, give them some good insight and enlighten them a little bit more. But without further ado, Shahar, please introduce yourself and what you do in our industry.
Shahar Goldboim, CEO and founder of Boom. I basically got into the industry in 2017. I established a company called Design VR in the management field. Grew it up to a company that managed around $150 million of properties. I forgot, before it, I was a broker to real estate, investor to real estate. So in Design VR, we basically, in the beginning, we found properties for investors that wants to do return. So the brokerage found the investment for them. Then we did all of the design aspect, meaning designing all of the home with all of the furniture, also construction if needed. And then we would manage the properties. During managing and doing all of that, we run into a lot of issues. So we started developing technology to solve that issues. During the time I met my mentor to life offer, he told me, what do you do? So I told him, we do the brokerage, we do the design, we do the construction. He told me everything is great, but what about element of control? I told him, what do you mean by that offer? He told me you can build a syndication or a fund where you're functioning as a GP, and then you can also enjoy the appreciation of the asset and give less headache for people. You will bring basically the leveraging from the bank, and people will be able to invest. And then you would do a split. So we've done that, and we deploy around $50 million like that in Southeast Florida and west side of Florida. And around a year and a half ago, I decided, hey, we built like an amazing technology with all of the changes with AI. We said, you know what, let's build the world's first AI PMS. And so we've done that. And this is how we want to help the industry, because really to be a property manager, I feel it's one of the hardest things there is, especially in scale, because you need to touch so many elements, right? If I have an hotel, I have like one building, 400 apartments, one concentrated place. If I have 400 houses of Airbnb, each one of them will be one here, another one 5 miles away, another one 2 miles away. And we have unconformity of size, unconformity of material, unconformity of everything. And like in the hotel, I have one pool. Over here, I can have 100 pools. And how do you handle with all of that as a property manager when you have your cleaner and you have your repair person and you have your owners and you have your guests and you have to do marketing and you have to do sales and to do like owner acquisition, customer acquisition? And how do you handle all of that with like 8 different tools that are really fragmented and nothing talking with nothing, and it's hard. So this is what we are coming to do. We are coming to make the life of a property manager as easiest as we can, and that's what we're doing with Boom, which is basically multi AI agent PMS.
So now you're Boom now, or you're still doing it, but when you were doing the design and doing the brokerage, were clients just coming to you and saying, hey, can you help me with this? And you guys are saying, yeah, for sure. And you guys got into it that aspect, or was it your idea, like you wanted to get into short-term rental, or was it really kind of clients kind of gearing you in that direction by asking you, can you help them with buying it? Can you help me with designing? And then you just started building out that aspect.
So it's funny because I got into the field of vacation rental in reality. I was a broker and I bought to a friend of mine, to his parents. We bought like a house in a fancy neighborhood in Miami. And he came to me, and I was doing like a startup at the time, and I was doing a lot of other stuff. And he came to me and asked me, hey, remember the house that we got to my parents? They decided not to move to it, and I want to do it Airbnb. And I told him, great that you want to do it, but what's the connection to me? He told me, everything that you do good. So I told him, okay, let me think about it. And I tried to think how I can do it in the shortest period of time with the minimum efforts to validate a point. So I found a company in Australia in 2017 that can implement interior design on top of empty pictures. And I told him, you know what, let's put the address of the house with the picture of the house, but the fake furniture inside this picture, and let's see the result. So we've done that, and all of a sudden we receive reservation after reservation. I'm like, shit, we have a business. So I asked my wife if she wants to design a home, and she's like, hell yeah, I'll do that. So she designed the home, and we started. And then I had a flip that I was stuck with, so we changed it to an Airbnb. And then I had a multifamily that we bought on the ocean, so we changed it to Airbnb. And all of a sudden, I have a management company. But my head always is what's the return I can make on my money? And this is kind of the approach. And when we started in 2017, we did amazing return. We've done like 15, 16% cap rate without even leveraging of a return. So, and I was really involved in all of the investor, let's say. And when you tell somebody, hey, we're doing 16% return, a lot of people coming to you. So it was word to mouth that like we just grew this way. Obviously, we are in different times right now that it's much harder to make the return, but this is how it started. So I've never advertised, meaning I always had people that want to invest and wants to come in because we brought phenomenal return in an asset class that is really stable and actually really grew during the years. A lot of our investment we bought for $700,000-800,000, and we sold them lately for 1.8-2 million. So think about the amount of money that you're doing when you're buying an asset for 800,000, and at the time you're buying it 20% down. It's mean $160,000. And let's say you renovate it and furniture, whatever, $150,000 more. So you are $300 in, $300,000 in. If you made a profit of $1 million, you did 3 times on your money, not talking about the residual that you're making every year on your investment. So phenomenal investment at the time, but yeah.
No, that's great that you're like your proven track record. So people were coming back to you, not even marketing. So then obviously that's how you built your business, and that's how you started getting all into like the Airbnb vacation rental industry. And so then from that point, when you're now in the management of all these properties, you realize that there was no real tech that was helping you integrate with all these different platforms. And so that's where the brainchild of Boom came from. Because if I remember correctly, didn't you create Boom for yourself at first? That it was for your
Yeah,
properties?
it's not Boom. It wasn't Boom. It was tools that we
That's
use.
right.
My brother used to tell me that every time that we get to the 10th of the month, it's like my period, because it was really hard to make. It was really hard to make all of the honor statements. And I said, why won't we build like a platform that like we will be able to see all of the income and all of the expenses, create a P&L to the property, and that the owner will have a guest for the owner will have like access to it 24/7. So this is how we started from the owner portal because it was such a headache. And as we go, one of our clients that had a lot of property with us was asking me, when did we change a filter to an AC? And I remember me looking at Alon, and he's looking at me and like, I don't know. So we said, okay, we need to have like a task management to have like something. So we build a task management. And long story short, we ran into a lot of stuff during our way that we said, okay, we need to create. Okay, we need to create. Okay, we need to create. So we created a lot of tools. Eventually, is what Boom is today, right? But obviously, we develop a lot more after as well.
And so with Boom being really, I mean, there's a ton of PMSs out there, product management software or solutions out there. But what is unique about Boom is that you guys were the first to really integrate like the AI and really to integrate, that aspect of it. So, and that thought process, like when you have clients that convert over to Boom from wherever they were before, like what's a misconception or what is it something that they say that like maybe they held off for, but once they're on, they're like, oh my God, I should have done this sooner. Or do they think it's just switching PMSs is really hard, or they're really not really sure about the AI, or what's something that once they're on and in the system, they're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought it was gonna be. This is even better.
You know what? It's funny because like what my perception is, it's really interesting to hear the clients after they've been with us for 3 months, and we're doing interviews with the clients after 3 months to see what's in their mind. One says that we give them capability actually to manage their business because we have KPIs to each person in their organization. If it's how the cleaner is doing or how much time it's like, meaning what's the review score that he's getting for the cleaning, who is my best cleaners, who is my best cleaning company, how much time it's take each one to do a certain mission. So if somebody is really good, how can I transfer his ability to somebody else, or how do I incentivize him compared to how do I do something with somebody that is not good, how much time it takes me to answer it, where my guests are coming from. So to have all of that knowledge in order to run your business, nobody is doing it. How can you look at your business from like a bird's eye and go deep to exactly what you need, and how everything is communicate with everything, right? Because it's not just the AI component. Is okay, I did a task, how it's going into my P&L, how it's going to my reconciliation, how do you create a workflow that it's complete and it's not done with silos with discontinued workflow. So what we've done like an holistic system that you don't need million systems in order to run your business. You need one. And that's a total different. Let's leave the AI to the side. The AI coming to help you scale to take like a lot of, because in the end of the day, we're doing so many tasks as property manager. In the end, it's really hard to focus on the guest. How do I give the guest the experience that he wants?
No,
Because we're
absolutely,
just
and I think
tasks.
no, a million percent. And I think again, from like your perspective of having your own property management company first and learning all the key points that you need and the KPIs that were working for your business, you're now implementing that into Boom, obviously. So now anyone that would gravitate over to Boom, they're kind of getting all the legwork and all the insight that you've seen from running your portfolio and what helped you. So maybe they don't even know that they needed it yet, but now coming into your system, you're already giving them tools and different KPIs that they probably didn't even know they needed before. So are you and I know you have a phenomenal sales team. So like when they come on to Boom, are you guys kind of showing them how to utilize these KPIs and how to utilize the data? Because I'm sure they weren't even using it before if they'd never had it.
Yeah, 100%. We have like a full team, and not only that, we transfer people from Design VR to working with Boom. So also our people within Boom have a total understanding of what's going on in the industry. And not only that, we are adding like a higher level people. So I never did a scale of operation of thousands of property. I've never done that. So we had Chad Blankenship for our team. So that he used to be with V-Trips. So we bring like a lot of talent in. We brought Alex Husner, not just for our ability to do marketing for Boom, but how we build the best marketing platform for people to use. So we bring a lot of talent from inside the industry in order to give it to the property manager. And we really, in the end, we want to bring value to whoever working with us.
What's something that now that you've already gone through, like now you've worn many different hats. Now, and you're still in the hat of Boom, but did you always see yourself as a tech guy? I mean, coming into the brokerage side, real estate, it's not really, techie per se. It's more kind of, traditional business. But you also said that you wanted to kind of get something that you could scale and grow. So I know you work with your three brothers. I know you guys have tech backgrounds. Did you see yourself eventually being in the space like you are in Boom, or did that just kind of happen just because the brokerage happened and people were asking you?
No, in the end, always is a sorry, always is a hard word. But 2016, I've done like a startup for real estate. So I was touching that aspect of tech and moving into the management company. It was a tech-enabled company to begin with. So I'm really involved with tech for the last 10 years or so, I would say. And my connection to it is mostly through my brother. So my younger brother, I'm working with him for the last 10 years. So yeah, I was always attracted to the aspect of efficiency, to the aspect of technology.
That's awesome, and it's been great. Like when I see you at these conferences, like, especially the last one I saw you in at the IMN one in Miami. I had told you, but it's amazing because being a CEO myself, one of our main jobs is making sure that we're connected with the right people and have a great team. And I was telling you that you're right. You have Solo on your team that came with you from DR or
VR.
the design side, VR design. You have Chris Mills, you have Alex, you have Chad, you have your brothers, and everyone I've always met on your team has just been phenomenal. And so that is a testament to you and what you bring to people around you, and that they see the vision that you have and that you guys have built out. If people are looking right now and are interested in Boom and don't know where to find more information or how to kind of go down that process, where should they start and look at more information, or how do they reach out to you guys and maybe get a demo, or how would that work out for the audience that's listening right now?
So they can go into boomnow.com and they can schedule a meeting with one of our team from the website. I'm always available on LinkedIn, Shahar Goldboim in LinkedIn. Always happy to connect over there. And that will be the two ways to connect, and you can find us all over the internet.
Oh, you're all over the place. No, you do a phenomenal job of marketing, of getting your name out there. You was just telling me right before we started recording, you were just in Puerto Rico. Like you're traveling all over the place. So for you now, I mean, also like what you're talking about before was how you were kind of focusing in Miami area. Now that you're all over not even the country, you're all over the world now. Is that kind of different for you in your business that you maybe didn't have that before, and now that you have a way wider market aspect? Is that difficult for you, or are you finding that almost to be same as every business and just growing it?
Yeah, no, we build the business to begin with, like that it will be really flexible, can support any language around Earth, can support any currency around Earth. So we look at the market as a global market that
That's
yeah.
awesome. I mean, that's awesome. And how much you guys have already grown so far is just, again, a testament to your team and your leadership. And Shahar, thank you again for coming on the K Monkey Podcast Show and sharing your knowledge and sharing a background of you and about Boom. And looking to share this with our audience so they can see Boom out there if they haven't heard about them, and really get to see a different aspect of property management software out there that is really built to help their business and run their business like a business. So, Shahar, again, thank you for coming on and giving us your time.
For sure, Alex. Always nice speaking with you. Always fun speaking with you. And congratulations on the new podcast.
Thank you. And thank you again for being on here and helping me start it.
Sounds good.